Imagine this, Samsung's next big flagship, the Galaxy S26 series, could be thinner across the board. Not just one model, not just the Edge version, all three phones. That's the rumor, and if it's true, it's a pretty bold design. Shift for Samsung. Now, why does this even matter? Well, smartphones are already powerful enough for most people. The battleground has shifted to design, portability, and how that power fits in your hand. A thinner profile can make a phone feel sleeker, more premium, and easier to grip. But here's the catch. We've all seen what happens when companies chase thinness too aggressively. Remember the days of smaller batteries and phones that bent a little too easily? Yeah, nobody wants to go back there. So here's where it gets interesting. Samsung isn't just making these phones thinner for the sake of it. According to the leaks, the Galaxy S26 lineup, whether it's the base model, the Edge, or the Ultra, is rumored to be slimmer and potentially packing bigger batteries. That sounds almost impossible, right? Normally, thin phones equal less space for the battery. This is where new technology might come into play. There's chatter about Samsung adopting silicon-carbon battery tech. In simple terms, this would allow batteries to hold more capacity without actually taking up more physical space. If this pans out, we could see Galaxy S26 devices with batteries pushing up to 7,000 mAh, all inside a thinner frame. That's not just a small upgrade, that's game-changing. Imagine a phone that's slimmer in your pocket, but lasts way longer on a single charge. But of course, the Ultra model throws a wrench into this. Previous reports suggested the Galaxy S26 Ultra could be thinner and lighter, but its battery capacity is still up in the air. Some leaks hint at a bigger cell. Others say it might actually shrink compared to the S25 Ultra. So, either Samsung is still fine-tuning the final specs, or they're testing different prototypes to see what balance works best. And speaking of balance, Samsung also seems a little unsure about the actual lineup names. There's talk that instead of the usual base, Plus, and Ultra setup, we could see a Galaxy S26, a Galaxy S26 Pro, and an Edge variant, maybe replacing the Plus model. Altogether, that shuffle suggests Samsung is rethinking how it positions these phones in the market, possibly to make the lineup feel fresher and less predictable. What's clear, though, is that Samsung is leaning into disruption. The S25 series was already slimmer in places, like the S25 Edge, and the Fold 7 also shaved down its bulk. Now, making the entire S26 lineup thinner shows that Samsung is doubling down on design as a key selling point. And that's important because Apple, Google, and other players aren't standing still either, with the iPhone 17 rumored to be lighter and new Android competition heating up. Samsung needs to keep pushing boundaries. Personally, I think this is a smart move, but it's a risky one too. On one hand, a thinner, sleeker Galaxy S26 that still manages all-day battery life could be exactly what people want. On the other hand, if Samsung sacrifices durability or real battery gains just to make the phone a few millimeters slimmer, it could backfire. Thin phones feel nice, sure, but nobody wants to carry around a fragile device that dies before the evening. What excites me most here is the potential of silicon-carbon batteries. If Samsung actually delivers on that tech, it won't just benefit the Galaxy S26 series. It could set a new standard for the entire smartphone industry. Longer battery life without bulk is one of those holy grails that every manufacturer has been chasing, and if Samsung cracks it first, that's a huge competitive edge. And let's not forget user experience. A thinner phone doesn't just mean a better grip, it could also mean lighter weight, less strain when holding the device for long periods, and a sleeker look that makes the phone stand out against bulkier rivals. Combine that with Samsung's usual display and camera upgrades, and the S26 could become one of the most balanced flagships yet. So, bottom line, the Galaxy S26 series is shaping up to be more than just another yearly refresh, thinner across the board, possible lineup shakeups, and the promise of next-gen battery tech. If even half of these rumors prove true, we're looking at one of the most interesting Galaxy launches in years, and honestly, I think this could spark a wider trend. If Samsung proves you can go thinner and still deliver great battery life, expect other brands to follow suit. The question is, will Samsung get the balance right this time? Because in the end, it's not about being the thinnest phone on the shelf. It's about being the phone people actually want to carry every day. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.